I think our first priority has got to be the victims and their families. I spoke recently with the families of the disappeared. I spoke with families of people who were traumatised and who lost loved ones in the atrocities that were described in Anne Cadwallader's book. And families and victims of the Troubles need to have closure. And I think our first priority has got to be their needs. Now, I do understand, of course, that there are practical difficulties in the prosecutorial system and in the court system with pursuing prosecutions and securing convictions of pre-98 cases. They have to do with the assembly of forensic evidence and so on, and that was described by the Northern Ireland Attorney General in his interview. But there is already in place, under the Good Friday Agreement, a way in which those can be dealt with, and that does provide for prosecutions to be pursued, for convictions to be secured, and it also provides for a reduced prison sentence where convictions are secured. That reduced prison sentence is one of 2 years. Now, obviously, these issues are going to be part of the discussions that are being chaired by Richard Haas, but I think that in discussing those issues, I think that we have to be all mindful that the priority here has got to be the needs of the victims and their families.
And the SDLP, their justice spokesperson, come out quite strongly saying this is almost giving an amnesty to what happened and it's very ill-timed and that they disagree with it. Would you go that far to say, like, it's almost just saying, it didn't happen, let's just give an amnesty to them all?
Well, there already is. There is already an agreed way for dealing with pre-98 cases. I have not yet heard a convincing argument for changing that. I think that the wider issue of dealing with the past, I think we have to do that in the context of Haas. And I think that is the place where these issues need to be discussed, where we get an overall framework for dealing with issues of the past, but one which puts the victims and their families, those who were traumatised, and there are many of them, at the centre of what needs to be done.